So we've come in the arena, we've walked our horse around, we've made sure the tack is fitted correctly. What do we do next? I like to work on the head and the neck positioning, okay? If your horse has come in the arena and the neck is very high, their ears are forward, they're alert, and they're not concentrating on me, when I start asking them to do questions, whether that's a simple circle, things can easily go wrong. And this is when I commonly see horses falling in the circle, and actually, I actually see the lunge, the handler sweating and the horse not sweating. That's not the point, okay? The point is that you're working in partnership, in harmony together, and you're listening and communicating to one another. So when I come into the arena, I've walked my horse around, he looks relaxed, and then I'm going to ask him to do a little bit of head and neck pressure release. And by that I mean just asking, it depends where you want to ask. You can ask at the top here by applying a little bit of pressure between the ears and almost gently massaging until they lower. Another way of doing it is just a little bit of pressure either side and just asking them, I'm just almost swaying his little head a little bit right, a little bit left. You can see how his eyes are a little bit relaxed. There, he's lowering the head. Not a lot of pressure, I release with my hands. If I was to keep the pressure on him doing that, he wouldn't learn to then, oh, when she removes the pressure because I've lowered my head, I've done the right thing. If I was to keep the pressure on, it could go two ways. He could either fight me and lift his head up and say, is that what you need? And in that case, if he lifts his head up there, I'm a short person, and that would teach him, when the hand goes up there, lift your head, and I release the pressure. So we need to be very clear with what we're asking our horses to do. I'm teaching this horse that when I apply just a little bit of downward pressure either side here, and he lowers the head and the neck like that, I take the pressure off and he knows he's done well. That's his reward, is me taking the pressure away. Step 2 from working on the head and the neck positioning, he's a good boy, is I'm now going to actually ask him to rein back and step backwards for me, but the head and neck in this neutral position. Okay, so let's just watch him rein back, and then we'll talk about how. So step 1, lower the head. Good lad. Step 2, I'm going to ask him just, okay, so raise his head there. I'm just going to put a bit more pressure on him just to lower the head again. And I'm going to ask him just to step back. Good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy, and I release the pressure. How you teach your horse to rein back will be up to you. The key is consistency. So another way you can teach your horse to rein back is, again, making sure the head and neck is in that neutral position, applying a little bit of pressure here to the chest and asking him to step back. That's another way of doing the rein back. As I've said, whatever way you want to do it, just be consistent. If you one day come in here and ask him to step back from here, and then the other day you ask him to step back from here, they get confused. And then again, that's when these almost behavioral issues start to happen, because the horse is just going, I'm so confused what you want me to do. So make sure whichever way you decide to ask them to rein back, it's clear, it's consistent, and you remain calm. They're not machines, guys. They have feelings, they have personalities, and if one day the rein back isn't happening, ask yourself why, record it, and send it to your professional.